Hey, Dave.
How's Lucas?
Lucas, how's it going? He's doing good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, last night was just about having a bandage on, so feeling well. He's been progressively testing it out a little bit, just getting comfortable with that connection side of the way. Next Friday we got
I said to Ben, I don't know if he's gonna be able to play.
Yeah.
It sucks. Because we play some good teams.
Yeah.
We need him.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He's good, man. Thanks for asking.
Good. Okay.
All right, folks, welcome to the second game of the weekend and the final game this weekend. Today's game is we're at the Oaks against Valley Forge, who we just played down in Florida. Familiar foe for us. Team Philly will be, again, short, few players. Ben Fisher, Lucas. Good to see Blake back over here. Blake is out. All right, start us off today. First line, Fisher, Peruto, Cusa, with Tobin and Ricky back on the defensive end. And Adama in net. And we're all set. Puck's down, back over, Valley Forge gets it, sends it deep. Jumps by Ricky, all the way to the back wall. Tobin picks it up. Picked up by Fisher as he comes out. Sent back up in the neutral zone, opposite side over to Peruto, jumps his stick, gets all the way into the offensive zone. Valley Forge turns. sends it out into the neutral zone. Tobin dumps it in, delayed offsides. Keep really clears. Cuso with some poking pressure out on the puck. Nichols out on the ice with a good check. Sent deep. Nichols over. Gets a shot attempt off. Back over to Prudo. Prudo looking. Checked against the back wall. Cycle back out to the point. The redirect goes over top of the goaltender's head. Nichols try to clear it back out. Tobin sends it into the bench. Center ice faceoff. Doc, Kobe, Nichols with Bob Stentheis. Pucks down, makes its way back to Peace. Sends it up. Valley Forge cycles it back. Now into the neutral zone. Doc putting pressure on Kobe there to knock it down. Jump back in. Now sent back into the neutral zone. It should be an icing call. And it is. Nichols on the faceoff, jump down, back out to the point to Thies. Thies with a shot attempt, steered over into the corner. Valley Forge tries to break out. Comes across neutral ice. Shot attempt goes wide. Now it's back into the neutral zone. Valley Forge cycles back to laid offsides. Pops on the back check, over to retrieve it. Cycles it back over to Thies. Thies back over to Doc, tips it forward. Forge sends it back up over to Ricky. Ricky makes a move around. Try to pick it up, head Doc up the outside. Aiden knocks it down, sends it back over into the opposite direction. Valley Forge into the corner. Pressure. Now picked up by Lang as the puck comes right out to him. Delayed offside for Valley Forge. Ricky back to pick it up. Knocked back down. Valley Forge clears the zone. Set deep. Line change. Heston's there. Try to drop it out of the zone. Heston centers it. Luca out on the ice with Jake and Bart. And that is a icing call at the 4:18 mark. Bart, Jake, Luca. Pucks down, back out to the point to Tobin. Tobin. Try to get a shot attempt off, goes off a defender's skate into the corner. Good check by Jake. Jake makes a move around, trips over the backside of the net, and it comes off the mooring. Crew. Pucks back out to the point. Bob sends it deep all the way to the opposite side. Tobin charging off the blue line. Holds the puck in. Colonials across the blue line. Get around the corner all the way to the back wall. Prudo battling, clears the puck into the neutral zone. Pops pressure onto the puck. Back out to the wall. Knocked back down. Intercepted by Luca. Luca try to get back over to Prudo. Prudo dropped it in. Valley Forge comes across center ice. Cuso pokes the stick at him. Oh, Fisher pokes it away. Odd man. Nice attempt. Valley Forge now sends it forward. Lang on the back check. Shuffles around the opposite side over to Thies. Thies couldn't get to it. Valley Forge is there. Fisher along the board. Sends it up, trying to clear the zone. Sends it back out, opposite side. And the net comes off the post. Puck's back, picked up by Prudo. Prudo tried to get around the defender, has it knocked away. Valley Forge cycles it on the other side, dumps it in, sends it on net. Aiden blocker side, save. Back to the wall, centers a pass, back over to Prudo. Prudo try to clear it back out. Now it's picked up by Lang. Lang dumps it in, has it picked up by a defender.
Nice.
Opposite side, offside. And that's got to be a penalty. Shot on goal. So the original call would have been shooting after the whistle, and then I think Prudo's going to get thrown into the box. That's why I'm standing on the Valley Forge side. So offsetting penalties. So offsetting penalties at the 2:02 mark. Okay, out of zone face-off. Pucks down, back over. Kobe's there, takes a swipe at it, picked up by Nichols. Nichols stuffing it back over to Ricky. Ricky taps forward all the way to the back wall. Doc, Kobe, and Nichols out on the ice. Kobe picks it up. Knocked down by Tobin. Tobin gets a shot attempt off from the point. Puck's back out, makes its way up to the neutral zone, back over to Ricky. Ricky picks it up, tries to dump it in. Now sent deep to the backside of the net. Valley Forge picks it up. Aiden with the glove save. Back over Ricky, tries to dump it out of the zone, picked up at the neutral zone. Pressure onto the puck, Ricky and Nichols, both against the wall. Trying to pull the puck clear. It does come out. Picked back up by Tobin. Tobin shuffles it around to the opposite side. Colin back down. Now Ricky's there. Now Nichols sends it out to the neutral zone. Pick back. Oh, Nichols. Sorry. Doc with a good attempt to try to get it over to Kobe, streaming down the other side. Back over to Tobin. Tobin. Back over to Nichols. Nichols. Back out to Kobe. Kobe. Gets it over to Doc. Nice save. Puck is right there. First period, 0-0. Luca, Jake, Bart with Thies and Bops. Pucks down, back out. Valley Forge sends it into Luca's zone. Thies is there. Sent on net. Goaltender shuffles it to the side. Back along the boards. Luca battling for it. Good stick. It makes its way out. Thies is there. Jake.
Contact! Only 2 minutes, we'll be back.
Because you paid the ref.
We paid the ref. So, all right. 2 minutes. Team Philly be down a man. Back down. Valley Ford sets it up. Goes off of Luca, right in front. Shuffled back over to Bops. Bops loses the puck. Picked up. And Aiden with a nice save. Back all the way. Valley Forge gets it out to the point. Nice blocker side save by Aiden. All the way over. Kicks it forward. Back out to Fisher. Fisher jumps it all the way back. Goaltender knocks it down. Valley Forge gains his own. Pulls it back around the net. Ricky's there. Quick pressure on. Cycles it back out to the top. Shot attempt. Goes wide. Kobe. Try to clear the zone. Pick back up. Now Lang. Back over. Opportunity for Fisher. Oh, shoots wide. Wow. It's picked up by Kobe. Kobe's got a couple of guys in front of him. Just taken off the puck. Back over. Center pass. Dumps it in all the way to the back wall. Picked up by Ricky. Ricky try to clear it. 17 seconds left on the penalty. Sent all the way to the corner. Nichols is over there. Now it's sent out of the zone. 3, 2, 1. And Team Philly gets back to even strength again. Pick back up over Doc. Doc shuffles it over to Cusa. Cusa, ooh, whips on the puck. Had a golden opportunity. Valley Forge has numbers, comes back. Good pressure by Tobin. Nice kick save. Saved by Aiden, too.
Good job, boys. Keep it up. Come on, Jack.
7:44, first period 0-0. Pucks down, back over, sent to the back wall. Nichols back over. Tobin, pressure onto the puck, sent back out to the point. Knocked back down. Good job by Cusa, even with the save. Back over to Cusa. Cusa sends it forward. That'll be an icing call. Heston, Luca, Bart out on the ice. Pucks down. Sent out to the winger. Good job by Bart. Puck gets knocked down right in front of Aiden. Aiden puts the glove on it. Defensive line rotation. Lang and Deese out onto the ice. Back out to the point. Aiden, nice steer into the corner. Back over to Deese. Deese dragged it up. Back over to Lang. Now it's into the neutral zone. Nice save by Aiden off of the stick into the corner. Sent back out again. Luca's over. Pressure onto the puck. All the way to the opposite side. Valley Forge gets a shot attempt out. Fisher, Cusa, and Prudo out on the ice. Prudo, pressure, and that goes off the defensive stick into the rafters. Fisher. One back out to the point. Shot attempt knocked down by Cusa, sent back over to the corner. Tobin back over. Sorry, Deese. Shot attempt by Valley Forge goes wide of the net. Back over to Fisher. Fisher tried to take a swipe at it. Valley Forge on the wing. Nice kick save by Aiden. Back out to Cusa. Cusa tried to poke at it. Valley Forge cycles it back behind the net. Try to get a play set up. All the way in the neutral zone. Fisher stops it at the blue line. Cusa's there. Back up to Cusa. Cusa, nice save. Or shot. Saved by the goaltender. Prudo picks it up. Gets around the guy. Back out. Nice turn and fire by Cusa. Back out to the point. Ricky tried to keep it in the zone. Unable to do so. Fisher waits for the zone to clear. Dumps it in. Valley Forge sends it up. Back over to Ricky. Ricky back on the back check into the neutral zone. Delayed offsides. Pick back up. Team Philly. Cycles it back over to Tobin. Tobin. We're going to wave that off. I thought that would have been an icing call. Nichols out on. Tried to get over to Kobe. Kobe pressure. Aiden behind the net. Tried to knock it down. Tobin shuffles the other side back over to Ricky. Ricky trying to get off the stick. Tobin's there. Nice pickup from the corner. Tobin across the blue line. Got Doc with him. Try to get it to Doc. Doc shuffled over to Kobe. Kobe turned and fired. Goes off his stick. All the way back to Ricky. Nichols gathers it back over to Ricky. Ricky back over the dot. Puck shuffled around all the way down to the blue line. Picked up. Kobe's there. Sends it down into the zone. Somebody broke a stick. Valley Forge takes it across the blue line, runs into their own player, picked up at the blue line. Shuffled back out to the point. Opposite side pass. Cusa with pressure. Nice save by Aiden. Another nice save by Aiden. Team Philly got extremely lucky there. That was an interference call if I've ever seen it before. Back out to Luca, taps it forward. Pick back up all the way. Peace knocks it into the neutral zone. Sends it deep. Valley Forge has to clear the zone. Line change. Picked up by Bops. Bops. And that'll be an icing call. 2:42. Puck's down. Forge picks it up, sends it on net, off a defender's skate. Ricky picks it up in the corner. Ooh, wow. Wicked shot into the bench. Coach is ducking for dear life, thankfully. Center ice face-off. Cusa, Fisher, Prudo. One all the way back to Lang. Lang gets it over to Prudo. He lifts it into the zone. Fisher back over, pressure. Comes all the way out of the zone. Lang sends it deep, delayed offside, cleared the zone. Cusa works it away from him. Center pass, oh, right there. On the weak side of Prudo's stick, unfortunately. Toe drag by Valley Forge, tried to make it happen, couldn't. Makes its way all the way out to the defensive zone. Cusa some token pressure. Valley Forge sends it deep back over the line. Prudo waited for it. And shot attempt, and Aiden knocks it down and puts a glove on it. Puck's down, back over to Lang. Lifts it, heavy. Prudo on the forecheck. Valley Forge tries to center it all the way up. Goes off the helmet of the Valley Forge winger. Shuffled forward. Back over. Nice save by Aiden after a redirect. Kick saved it. No icing call. I'm sure Valley Forge is upset with that. Picked up at the point by Nichols. Now it makes its way out. Valley Forge tried to make a move around. Swings around the opposite side, makes it all the way out to the point. That'll go all the way back. Stop. Fighting for it. All the way back. 50 seconds left in the first period. Turns and fires. Makes its way into the sleeve of Valley Forge. What a save by Aiden. Holy cow. What a kick save. Oh my gosh, that was guaranteed goal. Aiden somehow leaned out and got it. 22 seconds left into the neutral zone. Drops it
Come on,
down.
boys, keep it up.
Back out. Sends it out to the point. Shot attempt goes off. 10 seconds left. 2 on none. Doherty's there. Doc thought the goaltender was going to go the opposite side. Wow. Golden opportunity at the very end here to get points on the board. Back over. And that'll do it for the end of the first period. So 0-0 at the end of one.
That's good period.
All right, so second period, 0-0. Fisher, Cusa, Bruto. Pucks down, back over. Bruto shuffles it over to the opposite side, over to Thies. Thies charges. Tries to send it deep. That will make the rafters. Back over to Lang. Sends it in. Delayed offside. Pick back up. Shuffles it back. No icing. Lang on the back check. And gets knocked out. Fisher in a foot race. Try to get there. Cusa cycles it back. Makes it its way all the way back. Aiden's there. Shuffles it back over to Thies. Thies. Knocked back into the neutral zone. All the way back down, and that's an icing call. Nice attempt. Nichols, Kobe, Doc. Back out to the point. Nice kick save by Aiden. Picked back up by Nichols over the Doc. Doc tried to send it to the wing. Doc's there. Try to clear the zone, unable to do so. Shot attempt. Puck is down. Puck's behind the net. Aiden rocks his stick, picks it back up again. Back all the way to Tobin. Tobin sends it out of his zone, but it doesn't make it there. Picked up by Ricky. Ricky back over to Doc. Shuffles it back. Aiden picks it up. It's going to be a penalty coming up on Valley Forge. Aiden comes off the net, and that'll do it. So it'll be a tripping call on number 65. So 14:59, Teamfield will have a power play opportunity. Fisher, Peruto, Cuso, Tobin, and Bobst out on the ice. Sent all the way back, Aiden out of the net. Shuffles it back over to Cuso. Cuso turns. Back over to Fisher. Fisher. Shuffles it back over to Tobin. Over to Cuso. And that'll be an icing call.
Keep that white. No pressure. No pressure, boys.
Tobin on the faceoff. Sorry, Fisher. Knocked down. And Fisher will be called for a penalty. Cross check. All right, so 2 minutes for Fisher. For 4 and 4 for a minute 30. Touchdown. Nice check by Nichols. Try to clear the zone. Unable to do so. Nichols back over. Knocks it away. Picked up by Tobin. Back over to Doc. Cycles it back over. Valley Ford cycles around the other side. Doc tried to poke it free. Valley Forge across the blue line. Cycles it back. And Hayden with a nice save. Kusa on the face-off, back over to Ricky. Ricky wins it against the wall. Ricky, shot attempt from the blue line. Valley Forge gains the puck, sends it out to the neutral zone. Lang loses an edge. Opposite side pass, which is a nice one by Valley Forge, goes unanswered. Colby charging down, checked into the boards. Picked up at the point by Lang. Lang makes a move around. Opposite side, oh, had Colby coming up the opposite side. Bop sends it deep. Valley Forge adds a man, picked up by Colby. Colby try to send it deep, unable to do so. Opposite side. Nice stick by Luca. Valley Forge, 4 seconds. Back out to the point. Luca stands there, even strength. Hayden guides it over to the corner, picked up by Bops. Bops. Over to Pruda. Pruda with the foot. Another breakaway opportunity for Team Philly. Pick back up. Like a slew foot and a trip there. Back over to Bops. Nice defensive pressure. Bops. Try to cut around the corner. Back down into the corner. 11:54 left second period. Barthol, Heston, and Luca out on the ice. Valley Forge. Set back out to the point and comes out of the zone, and that is an offside. Doc, Kobe, Lang, and Ricky. Valley Forge sends it all the way back. Kobe in a foot race all the way. Kobe tried to get it. Not true. Back over to Kobe. Kobe back out to the point to Ricky. Ricky shot attempt goes redirect, goes just by the goaltender. Shot attempt goes high over top of the goal. Back over to Ricky. Ricky tried to get the puck off, couldn't. Now picked up by Nichols. Back over to Doc. Doc couldn't control. Flying on the back check. Back over to Kobe. Kobe gets it out of the zone. It's going to be an interference goal coming up on Love. Team Philly on a power play. I see you, Kay Hannah. Puck's down, back out to the point, over to Nichols. Nichols, shot attempt. Redirect. Oh, no goal. I'm not sure why they're calling it a no goal. Oh, they're talking it over. Thinking about it. I think they're saying a crease violation.
How's it feel to be treated? Come on, Carson!
All right. Pucks down all the way back. Ada knocks it down for Doc. Doc opposite side over to Nichols. Nichols hits Bart on a stride. Gains his own. Looks. Take it off. Back over. Puts it all the way back down. With a dangerous pass. Knocked down by Doc. Really dangerous. Doc makes a move around, gets by a defender. Tries to gain his own, does. Looks for a little bit of help. Opposite side over to Kobe. Kobe with the shot attempt goes off a defender. Opposite over to Doc. And 51 seconds left on Team Philadelphia's power play. Peruto, Tobin, Bops, Cusa, and Heston. Heston back into the corner to retrieve. Bop cycles around the opposite side. Peruto just outside of his reach. Tobin tries to knock it down, makes its way into the neutral zone all the way back. Cusa, back over to Peruto. Takes it over to Tobin. Tobin gains the zone, sends it over to the opposite side. 27 seconds left. Send it out to the point over to Cusa. Over to Tobin. Opposite side, Peruto. Peruto tried to take a shot attempt, goes off a defender's skate. Three seconds left on the power play. So even strength. All the way back. Picked up by Bops at the blue line. Delayed offsides. in the neutral zone. Perudo over to help. Picked up by Cusa. Cusa shuffles it back over to Nichols. Nice centering pass over to Cusa. Drives it forward. Picked back up into the slot. Turnover. Oh my gosh, a redirect. Almost gets by the goaltender. Picked up by Nichols. Slap shot attempt goes off a defender's shin guard. Picked up by Tobin. Tobin tries to send it back up over to Perudo into the protected netting. Down, Doc sends it back over to Lang. Lang shuffles it over to Kobe, drops it in the zone. Colin on the opposite side, forecheck. Ooh, Lang. Penalty, wow. So definitely a penalty on Lang, and then 47 comes in as a retaliation.
I might wait a little longer. That's not a set.
Trying to work through it. Referee's probably telling him to calm it down a little bit. So it looked like it's going to be offsetting penalties. So even strength at the 7:34 mark. They're going to take it outside the zone. Nichols, Kobe, Doc, Tobin, and Ricky. Pucks down, sent into the zone. Valley forward, try to pick it up, send it back. Now it's in the neutral zone. Shot attempt, guided by Eden into the corner. Picked back up off a blade, picked up by Ricky. Ricky shuffles and pulls it back through. Back over to Tobin. Tobin opposite side. Try to hit Collins, streaking up the right-hand side. Nichols clears the zone. Kobe knocks it down. Try to send it over. Center pass intercepted. 6:52 second period. Back over. Now sent forward. Back over to Ricky. Ricky with a nice stick. Nichols comes away with it, shuffles it back over to Tobin. Tobin try to send it forward, had his stick taken away. Nichols with a good check at the red line. Luka tried to knock it down. Tobin on the back check. Shuffles it back around to the opposite side. Valley Forge picks it up, sends it out to the point. Redirect, doesn't make it, goes wide, back over to Doc. Doc shuffles and sends it up. Pick back up. Shot attempt. Stick was lifted. Coben's there. Got Jake on the other side. Jake shuffles it back over. And the goaltender puts a glove on it. Mark, Jake, Luca, Bobst, and Thies. Puck's down along the wall. Sent back up box. Tried to knock it down. Picked up by Thies. Thies, opposite side. Jake, good pressure onto the puck. Knocks the defender down. Valley Forge into the neutral zone. Comes back. Shuffles it to the opposite side. Picked up on the wing. Knocked down by Bart. Bart shuffles it over to Jake. Jake tried to hit Luca going long. Not enough to make icing. Line change for Team Philadelphia. All the way over to the opposite side to Thies. Thies cycles it over the box. Delayed offside. Valley Forge had to clear. Back over to Prudo. Shuffled it back out to Bart. And just outside of his reach for an icing call. .433. Nichols, face off. Bops against the wall. Valley Forge picks it up behind. Cusa, little pressure, back out at the point. Shot attempt goes high and over top of the goal. Hayden guides it out as it came across the crease. Shuffled back over to Thies. Thies shuffled over to Bops. Bops. Prudo. Back over to Cusa. Cusa across the blue line. Picked up by Nichols. Nichols takes a shot attempt. Goes wide. Picked up at the point. Kick saved by the goaltender. Back out to the winger. Bops back over. Prudo's there. Back out to Ricky. Ricky dumps it in. Cleared. Tap back into the neutral zone. Center ice. Shot attempt goes off the Coben stick. Coben picks it back up. Sends it all the way back. That'll be an icing call. Down to the back wall. Valley Forge gains it. Coben, pressure on. Bart over to help. Sent back over to Kobe. Kobe looking. Lifts it, drops it into the neutral zone. Doc was there. Back over to Tobin. Opposite side. Forge gets tangled up with themselves. Back all the way to the back wall. Tobin's back over. Kobe tried to clear the zone. Valley Forge makes a move. And there's a penalty coming up. I believe it's going to be on Team Philly, probably Ricky. Last second. Yes. So Ricky in the box. Fisher, Luca, Bobst, and Thies out on the ice to try to kill off this penalty. Valley Forge gains control, sends it over to the opposite side. Back out to the point. Aiden. Nice kick save. Sent all the way back out. Back into the neutral zone. Fisher tried to send it deep. They send it all the way to the opposite side. Thies thought about coming off of the blue line. Valley Forge sends it back. Aiden picks it down. Try to knock it down. Valley Forge gains control, sends it back over to the opposite side. Out onto the wing. Nice save by Aiden. Pick back up. Thies, pressure onto the puck. Luca's out there with him. Knocked down by Luca. Good job. Back out on the wing again. Knocked down by Thies. Valley Forge try to send it out. Does send it back out to the point. 51 seconds left on the penalty. Back out to Thies. Thies sends it all the way up. Full line change for Team Philadelphia. That goes all the way back. Shuffles it back up. Jake gathers it. Pulls it through. 23 seconds. Valley Forge comes across. Turns. Center pass right in the slot. Shot attempt. Good hustle back by Bart. 7 seconds on the penalty kill. 24 seconds left in the period. 3, 2, 1. Even strength. Ricky checks. Puck's back out. Somehow made it into the slot, so Valley Forge gets on the board first with 5 seconds left. Down, back over. Ooh, Tusa gets a step. Wow, gets a nice shot attempt off. So Team Philly down after a late goal.
Anthony, that's a tank of gas for him.
Hand picture.
Full tank. We'll pass that.
All right, beginning of third period, Team Philly down 1-0. Fisher, Fruto, Cusa. Thies and Bobst. Do you notice that Lang is serving at 10? He's in the box. Actually, both Lang and the other Valley Forge player both serving 10s. So pucks back over to Thies. Thies try to clear the zone. It's all the way back. Bobst shuffles it up. Fisher shuffles it back over to Thies. Back out. Fruto turns back, sends it over to the opposite side, picked up by Thies. Thies jumps it back over to Fisher. Fisher turns. Back over to Fruto. Gets taken off the puck, gathers it back, turns and fires deep. Fisher over to Cusa. Back out to Thies at the point. Puck cycles around over to the opposite side. Valley Forge try to send it out of the zone. Fruto try to clear it back in. Thies unable to dump it in. Shot knocked down. Now it's out of the zone. Cusa. As Valley Forge takes a swing at it and swings it into the zone, picked up by Bob. And that goes into the rafters. So an end zone face-off. Defensive zone for Team Philadelphia. Nichols, Kobe, Doc out on the ice. Tobin back over to put pressure on the puck. Nichols is there, sends it over to the opposite side. Ricky. Actually, Doc gets it and sends it all the way up. Ricky speeding forward. Ricky, a good foot race to try to get to the puck, just not enough time to get there. So an icing call. Back over to Ricky into the corner, battling for it. Top lifts the stick. Valley Forge gains it. Hayden guides shot to the corner. Tobin turns, gets pushed off the puck. Dot center pass back up to Kobe. Kobe tips it forward. Foot race all the way back. Gets knocked down. Back check. Nice save by Aiden. Good stick by Ricky to clear the zone. Back over to Doc. Doc tried to swipe it out. Delayed offsides, and that will be an offside penalty. Off gets all the way back to Team Philly's defensive zone wall. Clear back over to Bops. Bops cycles it back over to Luca. Luca on his own forecheck after sending it into the zone. Picks it back up. He's got two guys on him. Jake's there looking right into the slot. Picked up by Thies. Thies tried to get a shot attempt. Knocked down in front by Valley Forge defender. Thies on the back check. Pick back up over to Luca. Luca's got Jake in front of him. Luca sends it deep. Now it's on a forecheck by himself. Back out to Thies at the point. Nice attempt by Luka. Oh my God. They're going to wave it off because the net was off the moorings. But they are going to call a penalty. I have no idea what the call is there. That there's a penalty coming up on Valley Forge. Yes, there is. So Team Philly have a power play opportunity. Bobst with Crudo, Cusa, Fisher, and Tobin. Back out, Bobst. All the way, shuffles out to the side over to Tobin. Fisher. Over to Cusa. Crudo gains control, sends it out to Cusa at the point. Over to Tobin. Tobin. Shot at front ball. Fisher, after sending it, comes back around all the way, shuffles it back over to Cusa. Cusa, over to Tobin, out to Fisher. Line change. Bart, Luka, Kobe, Doc, and Nichols.
That's it, Jax. That's it, Jax.
Go, Jax!
Out the Doc. Comes across, center and pass over to Luka. Luka back, shuffles it back out to Kobe. Kobe out to the point. 20 seconds left on Team Philadelphia's power play. Kobe tried a shot attempt. Back out to Nichols. Seconds left. Tobin and Ricky in. That'll kill off the penalty for Valley Forge. Ricky back over. Valley Forge cycles it around the opposite side. 11:19 left in this game. Aiden drops it in, gathers it. Face off, one back by Valley Forge. Pick back up, cycle opposite side. Ricky's there to meet him. Cusa back over to put pressure on. Still shuffled over to the opposite side. Ricky hustled up the boards. Back up to Pluto. Pluto check. Sent back out over to Fisher. Fisher gets a leg up. Tried to go, couldn't get around the defender. Picked back up by Ricky. Ricky swipes at it into the neutral zone. Back over to Cusa. Cusa gathers it. Fisher streaking up the opposite side. Try to make a move around. Lost it. Center pass goes unanswered. Picked up by Prudo. Send it back up on the wing to Cusa. Cusa. Back into Prudo. Prudo. Oh my gosh, Prudo had a shot attempt that went just over the net. Back out to the point to Thies. Thies holds up, waits for Bops. Bops. Shot attempt redirect goes wide. Back over to the opposite side. Prudo turns, looks, waits, holding up. Back out to Nichols. Nichols took an odd bounce. Doc, Kobe. Valley Forge wins it back, sends it deep, back over to Bops. Bops picks it up, turns, picks it up by Kobe, jumps his stick. Nice stick by Colin, hold it up. Back opposite side, Valley Forge dumps it in, picked up by Bops. Bops sends it up the wall, picked up by Kobe. Floating around, sent back behind and then over to the opposite side, picked up by Bops. Bops takes a weird stanchion bounce, comes all the way back into the zone after he tried to send it out. Bops back up to Doc. Doc try to make a move around. Nichols is there. Peace. Goaltender knocks it down. Back up, over. Doc gathers it. Got 4 guys in front of him by himself. Turn back into the corner. Cycle back along the boards. Back over to Ricky. Ricky back up. Picked up by Jake. Jake turns the corner. Looks back over to Luca. Luca got a stick on it. Puck is still out, and the goaltender puts a glove on it. Puck's down. Back over. Luca battling. Back over to Jake. Jake looking. It's a shot. Oh my gosh. don't think the goaltender realized it was underneath of him. Nice shot attempt by Jake on the wing. Bard on the faceoff. Back out to Lang. Out of the zone. Back over to Bart. Sends it deep. Zone cleared. Valley Forest cycles it around the opposite side. Sends it up the board. Luca's there to pick it up. Pass back over to Jake. Sent all the way to the back wall. Picked up by Lang. Lang tried to clear the zone. Now it's cleared. Lang changed for Team Philadelphia. Shot attempt off of Ricky's stick goes into the rafters. 7:04. 1-0 Valley Forge. Poke 3 picked up by Cusa. Cusa's got Prudo on the opposite side, 2-on-2. As Cusa turns. Prudo on the opposite side. Back over to Cusa. Cycle thought where Prudo was going to be. Ricky stops it. And gets into the neutral zone. Lang. On the back check. Back over to Prudo. Back over to Fisher. Sent back out to the neutral zone again. Tobin gathers, shuffles it back out. Back up to Cusa. Cusa gets a shot attempt off. .6:23 left in the game. Nichols on the face-off. Gets all the way to the back wall. Kobe standing at the side wall. Gets it back over the back. Oh my gosh, nice shot by Kobe. Goaltender chests it down back over. Tobin's there. Back out to the point to box. Nice attempt by Nichols. Picked up on the point. So rebound comes off Aiden's pad and he couldn't quite get to it, so 2-0 Valley Forge. So 5:50, 2-0. Fisher, Prudo, Cusa again. Valley Forge gathers it, comes across center ice. It's an offsides. All the way back. Pick back up. Fisher's there, and that goes into the scorer's table.
Smart hockey, guys.
Touchdown, back over to Deese, taps it forward to Lang. Icing call. over. Lang tries to clear the zone. That's picked up by Fisher. Back over to Kisa. Kisa try to send it clear. Backhand, still floating in the zone. Sent deep. Dropped in the zone. Valley Forge has to clear. It's back over. Nice inbound. For 45 left in the game. Shot attempt into the rafters. Back out to the point. What a nice save by Aiden. Wow. Two nice saves. Ricky's there. Valley Forge. Send it deep. Opposite side picked up by Ricky in the corner. Ricky shuffles it back over to Tobin. Try to clear the zone, unable to do so. Back around to the other side. Tobin pulls it through. Shot attempt goes wide over to the opposite board. Taking on a bounce. Weird picked up in the slot and 3-0. Forge into the neutral zone. Drops it in. Dumps it all the way back. Picked up by Bob. Cycled back over. Send it back over to Bob. Back over to Doc. Streaking long. Trying to get a shot attempt off. Back out in the neutral zone. Back over to Nichols, opposite side. Kobe. Back over to Nichols, shuffles it back. Pops. Sends it on net. Aiden guides it to the corner after it got away from the winger. Centering pass. Into the neutral zone. Peace is there. Try to send it forward. Knocked down. Good defensive pressure by Nichols. Back over. Shuffle it back over to Doc. Doc looking. Try to hit Fisher coming on the ice. Lang's there. Try to drop it in. Sent all the way back. That's not going to make it. 2:16 left in the game. Back over to Fisher. Fisher back out to the side. Almost had Pluto coming long. Back over to Lang. Lang shuffles it. Back over to Fisher. Jump back out at the point with Ricky. Ricky. Takes a swipe at it. Minute 55 seconds. Back over. all the way against the side wall. Pick back up. And Aiden with a nice save. 126.
Keep possession, boys.
Stone back over. Lang's back over there. Bart over to help. Nice save by Aiden. Goes off his blocker into the back wall. Luca back fighting. A minute 12 left in the game. Lang shuffles it over to the opposite side. Heston on the back check. Back over. Bart gets it over to Ricky. Ricky sends it deep. 51 seconds left. Pick back up by Bart. Bart sends it in. Sent all the way long. It's not going to be enough for an icing ball. Picked up by Ricky. Ricky shuffles it back over to Bob's. Aiden guides it into the corner. 25 seconds. Send it back over. Kobe over to Scott. And just about do it. End of game theatrics. So 6 seconds left in the game. Alright, so 3-0 Valley Forge. Like the fans said, for Team Philadelphia, it's been about 3 years since they've actually beat us. So anyway, folks, thanks for joining today. And next weekend will be a Mid-Atlantic tournament. There'll be 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday. I believe the first game is at 1 o'clock-ish around there, and then a later game at 8 o'clock that evening. And it's about the same schedule on Sunday, so we'll see you folks then.